We've been talking about the presence of God. One of the main important aspects of God's presence is that it is the seal of the new covenant. Now, what does that mean? It simply means this, that it's the presence of God in you that makes the promises of God a reality. So in the new covenant, you've got three main aspects. Actually, there's a fourth, but we won't go there now. But you've got the promises of God, you've got the sacrifice of God, and the seal. So the promises of God are all, in the Abrahamic and Davidic covenants, promises of sonship, righteousness by faith, victory over enemies, and so on. Basically, the kingdom of God, all the promises that are in the kingdom of God. Now, Christ sacrificed for those promises. But then there is a seal of those promises and the sacrifice, which is the presence of God. And God's presence in you, He brings all those promises of the kingdom and He makes them a reality in your life. He brings them into your experience. So that's why it's so important that we need to draw near to God. And I'm not just talking about a quiet time in the morning or worship on a Sunday, although it includes those. What I'm talking about is a consciousness of the presence of God in your life. As Moses said, if your presence doesn't go with us, how shall we go? And what Moses was talking about there is that the promises to bring freedom to the people would not have happened without the presence of God. Why? Because they had the cloud, they had the fire to lead them and guide them. Moses especially had the voice of God. So we have, every believer now in the new covenant has those things. So the reason I'm saying this is just to show you the importance of God's presence, that He makes the kingdom a reality in your life. All the promises of God, all the things that Christ sacrificed for, are brought to reality by the presence. So in this hour, in this day that we find ourselves in, it is so important that we draw near to God, that we become more aware of His presence, and that we allow Him to shepherd us, to guide us, to lead us, to reveal the promises, to reveal the kingdom in us. Why? So it can become our reality. Exciting, isn't it?